Hello everyone, your average crow here, back again for another video. And today I shall be doing another character concept video, since my first one that I ever did is currently my most popular long form video on my channel. But today, instead, I will be doing two characters, so a full chapter this time, instead of just a singular character. And this time, I will be doing it on currently one of the most rumored chapters to be possibly coming to Dead by Daylight. This being Danganronpa. Now, I myself am a very big Danganronpa fan. I've played through both of the first two games, as well as the Ultra Spare Girls. Really good games, got really good story. I will try my best not to spoil the games for you, but I probably will be mostly spoiling the first game for everyone in this video here. But either way, I shall be showing you guys some concepts that I have done for perks and powers, for perks and a power for Monokuma, as well as three perks that would probably work well with a survivor that I would think would work best for coming to the game, which would be the first game's protagonist, Makoto Naege. Now then, sit back, relax, hope you enjoy, and allow me to just read off some shit, or you can read it yourself if you want to. I won't stop you, you can just pause the video, but either way, hope y'all enjoy. And first up, we have the killer power that I think would be probably a good idea for Monokuma, this being the power Punishment Time. And the first bit of Punishment Time is the killing motive. Whenever the headmaster, which will be what I refer to Monokuma as his killer title, being the headmaster, I know Mastermind would probably work better, but that was taken by a certain Resident Evil character, cough cough, Wesker. But however, whenever the headmaster downs a survivor, the survivor is given a random motive they must complete. Failure to complete this motive in 115 seconds will inflict the survivor with blindness, oblivious, and the exposed status effects for 60 seconds, as well as also revealing their aura to the headmaster for 20 seconds. The timer for the killing motive will be paused if the survivor is in the chase with the headmaster or is in the downed or hooked status. The survivor's motives include hitting a great skill check, healing other survivors to health states, unlocking a chest, cleansing a totem, missing 3 generator skill checks, don't do any conspicuous actions for 150 seconds, and drop 3 pallets outside the headmaster's radius, as well also, one I forgot, run into a Gungnir trap while in the headmaster's terror radius. Both the headmaster and survivor will both know the given motive, but all survivors, other than the one that was given the motive, won't know the motive. And then the other bit of Punishment Time is the Spears of Gungnir. The headmaster starts the trial with a Gungnir traps that can be placed around the map. When a survivor runs into a Gungnir trap, if healthy, they become injured, and if injured, they get put into the Deep Wound status effect, as well as getting 5% hindered for 5 seconds. So, basically, the reason why Monokuma has this power is I try to make him kind of close to as game as possible. Basically, if you don't follow his ruse, you're gonna be screwed out. Ruse. What the fuck is a ruse? What am I saying? Okay. If you don't follow his rules, you're gonna get screwed over. There, my English is immaculate today, lads. But, yeah, if you don't follow his rules, you're gonna get screwed over, and I put in the Spears of Gungnir because he has just traps everywhere. Like, if you have played the first game, you'll know that there's guns all over the school, there's spears on the floor, which is actually where the Spears of Gungnir comes from. If you know, you know, but if I said I'm not going to put in spoilers, even though it's the first chapter of a 15-year-old game, you're not getting spoilers for that. Nuh-uh. And next up, we got Monokuma's first perk, which is Despair. You know, it's kind of named that because that's his entire thing, Despair. He very much loves despair. But either way, this perk activates whenever you injure a survivor. When an survivor vaults a window, that window becomes blocked for 45 seconds until they are downed or healed. Then this perk goes on cooldown for 120 seconds. This is basically just a perk to shut down TL walls. That's its entire purpose, and that's probably all it's going to do, so they can't hit the vault back. I mean, as well as also Shack if they try to use that as a last resort, because if they do that, then they literally only have the pallet. And you can just break that. So, yeah, they're a little bit, they're a tiny bit screwed in that case. But, if it's a map without a shack, like an indoor map, like Larry's or Hawkins, then it's probably not going to be as useful because they'll probably just hold W key. And next up, we got the perk Hex Execution. At the start of the trial, one totem is replaced with a Hex Totem. For each time you damage a survivor, you gain token. At 4 tokens, you gain 1.5% haste. At 8 tokens, you get 4% haste. At 12 tokens, you get 8% haste. At 18 tokens, you inflict all survivors with the exposed status effect. And at 22 tokens, you gain the ability to kill all survivors in the down state. This hex, I know, is going to be very broken. It's not good for game balance. And my entire thought process is, what if Devour Hope had a sister perk? Which is kind of ironic, because, what's the opposite of hope? Despair. What's Monokuma stand for? Despair. That is... I'm only thinking of this right now as of saying this, and that is very fucking ironic that I make a perk for a killer who is meant to represent despair have a literal sister perk to a perk called Hex Devour Hope. That is absolutely fucking funny. Oh, I just realized that. Yeah, but either way, I literally made this just to be a much more annoying sister perk to Devour Hope, and Killer Mains rejoice as they have another way to inflict exposed permanently on the toxic teabagging survivors. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfuckers! And for Monokuma's final perk, we got the perk False Talent. Now, this one is technically a big spoiler, but I'm going to hear every single Danganronpa nerd say, wait, would a perk named False Talent work back for Kyoko, or Hajime, or Rantaro? And today I say, shut. Just shut. That is not what I mean. You see, they're called question mark because they either A, hide their talent, or B, they have amnesia and do not fucking know their talent. Okay? The reason why it's called false talent is because the person who controls Monokuma actively lies about their talent. And that's why the perk is called false talent. And how the perk works is actually meant to represent how they technically have that false talent. If you know, you know. Watch the goddamn anime. However, each team is survivor. Each team? What are they doing? Taming a fucking cross? Oh my god, my English is immaculate today, lads. Each time a survivor completes a generator, you gain a token. For each token you gain an extra 0.05 seconds of aura revealing whenever you see the survivor's aura, as well as so your lunge distance and speed is increased by 25%. So when all 5 generators are completed, you get an extra 2.5 seconds of aura reading, and your lunge speed and distance is increased by 125%. And if you want to know why I did this and the meaning of it, go watch the anime. And if you're looking at the quirk, I mean, my English is fucking immaculate. The quote, all I can say is, Kamakura, yes, queen! And next up, we got the perks for the boy, aka the ultimate hope, aka the ultimate lucky student, aka the ultimate dumbass, Makoto Naege. And now we assign with his first perk, correct evidence. Whenever you complete 60% of a my English is a Makareka today, yeah. My lord. Whenever you complete 60% of a generator, correct evidence activates. Next time you go into lockup for 20 seconds, your item will regain all of its charges. Now, all I have to say with this perk is it, freaking, oh, my brain just broke, freaking, oh yeah, Commodious Toolbox plus Built to Last, go burr. Also, no, that's wrong! And Makoto's next perk is the perk Ultimate. I forgot the duh there. My his Makoto's next perk is the Ultimate Hope. When the final generator is completed, all other survivors gain 7% haste. That's it. And fun fact, if another survivor brings in hope, they also get the hope boost as well. So that means, at the end game, they have 14% haste. Survivor movement speed, go burr. And last but not least, we have Makoto's final perk being No More Death. This perk activates when you unhook a survivor. And after unhooking a survivor, all other survivors other than you gain the endurance status effect for 30 seconds. This is both the survivor you just unhooked, as well as also the 2 other survivors in the trial. And my thought immediately went to, if you pair this with both Borrowed Time and Babysitter, there might be a glitch on the first day where these 3 all accidentally stack, and when you unhook a freaking goddamn survivor, all other survivors get 40 seconds of endurance. Freaking like 25 seconds of having 25% haste, then they go down to a final like 10 seconds of 15% haste, and it would just be really fucking funny where everyone just runs No More Death, Borrowed Time, and Babysitter. At that point, killers would just be forced to slug, and I don't know why that just came into my mind right now and how it'd be really fucking funny. But either way, that is all the perks I have for you today and all the powers I have for you today. Obviously, since people are theorizing it'll probably be the January chapter that was used to be in November, because like people are like it's gonna be Resident Evil, Stranger Things, or Danganronpa. We thought it'd be Danganronpa with the voice actor tweet for the 15th anniversary. Resident Evil, because freaking Capcom and behavior appears to be sucking each other's toes right now, and Stranger Things for the final first part of the final season coming out in November. But now that it's been pushed back to January, people are thinking it's either going to be Resident Evil or Danganronpa, but also some people are throwing in stuff like Predator as well, or Friday the 13th, which I doubt Friday the 13th is coming to the game, because I think we all know the asymmetrical hell that Friday the 13th is currently in. Well, used to be in. But either way, I doubt Jason's going to come to the game anytime soon, even though the game's been out for 9 years. But either way, personally, I hope it's Danganronpa. I'm going to lose my fucking shit if it's a 3rd Resident Evil chapter, because, like, yeah, I do like Resident Evil. Do we need a 3rd one? Fuck no. We do not need a 3rd Resident Evil chapter. We do currently not need a 3rd Resident Evil chapter based on like the Ethan Winters duology until we get a 2nd chapter for another license. I'm gonna say this right here, right now. We need another chapter from another license before we get part 3 of Resident Evil. Also, like, Danganronpa's fine. I don't know much about Predator. I don't really care about Predator. Predator can come to the game, even though it'll probably feel like it's going to be like a retrace of Wraith, which was one of the first killers. So, you'll love to see it, but either way, I hope Danganronpa gets into the game. It's a hopeful thing, even though I do find it kind of odd the fact that people are like, oh yeah, Danganronpa could still come, even though the reason why people thought it would be is because the goddamn English voice actor for Monokuma tweeted something for the 15th anniversary, and now the chapter has been moved back to June, and people are still thinking that because the thing that was meant to come out on the Danganronpa website like a little bit ago didn't come out when it was meant to, and people think that's related to the chapter for Dead by Daylight being pushed back 2 months. I mean, I kind of hope it is, because I love both Danganronpa and Dead by Daylight, and I do kind of want it to come to the game. But also, if it did, that means we're going to have to make another Survivor concept. Fuck! God. I'll probably be Toko Kyoko, but I cannot be bothered to do that right now. You guys just get Monokuma and Makoto. Either way, hope y'all enjoy, and I'll see y'all in the fog. Bye, y'all.